One of our reporters at the Economic Forum, currently at the venue, Emmanuel Kofi, both of them, Emmanuel Kofi and Patrick Asford-Wade, have joined us. They are the National Economic Dialogue. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so that's Patrick first. Patrick, how are you?
I'm very great, and I hope you are also doing well.
We are doing well. Give us an update of what is happening currently at the venue, or where the National Economic Forum is supposed to happen.
Okay, so this is the long-awaited economic forum that was proposed by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, that when he assumed office as the President of the Republic, is going to organize this one, as it were, to open the booth for Ghanaians to actually know exactly what the country has in its coffers. And so if you could realize, prior to the election on the 7th, John Dramani Mahama on his campaign tour has been speaking about the fact that his administration is going to be transparent, is going to be open, is going to ensure that everybody have a fair share of the national cake, and the fact that he was actually estimating that the coffers actually was dry by then, and the fact that it was in distress, and the crisis of the economy was unbearable. And he was saying this during the campaign prior to the election, and the fact that he promised that when he comes, he's going to ensure that the books are open. Everybody, those in the academia, everybody in the economic sector, everywhere, who understand exactly what the country or the state of the country in terms of the economy and the money and everything, the resources that the country has, so that when he is distributing the national cake, everybody will have a pressure. So it's actually John Dramani Mahama has actually, the government has actually pleased today and tomorrow to be the day for Ghanaians to come together to have this particular National Economic Dialogue 2025. And I must say that since we came here, we've seen a lot of people trooping in to this particular program. We have seen traditional leaders, we have seen religious leaders, we have seen people from the academia, diplomatic corps, we have seen a lot of them, industrial players, export and importers association groups, they are all here. Shippers, those are the shipping council, and those who deal in shipping and everything, they are also here. And so it is going to be a very exciting moment for government to actually dialogue. A lot of key holders, key stakeholders will be part of this particular program. And I have here with me Albert. Albert is one of our friends. We'll be coming to Radio Gold. We'll be talking to him about, we all know him, but for this particular reason, I'm going to ask him to introduce himself briefly and tell me about his expectation. When we finish, we're also trying to get Dr. Thompson from Dialects and also to speak with him briefly. But then let me pick Albert's opinion. First and foremost, if you can introduce yourself properly to us.
Yeah, my name is Albert Otogbi. As you know, I'm head of research for Center for Socio-Economic Studies, CSS. Yes.
All right, so first and foremost, let me find out from you, what do you make of this National Economic Dialogue 2025 as it were to give us a full knowledge about what is happening in the economy in terms of our resources and everything?
So the dialogue is as part of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's pledge to Ghanaians that is going to organize the entire country around the economy to have a dialogue to see the way forward. You know, as the saying goes, two heads are always better than one. So how much more if the entire country or the brains around the entire country come together to brainstorm the ideas around the economy, to come up with policy alternatives that we think can, reset and then propel the economy to the heights that Ghanaians will want to, want it to be, and then to achieve that prosperity or the progressive, sustainable prosperity that we all want as a country. So basically, that's the idea around the dialogue. Yeah.
But in your opinion, do you think this dialogue is necessary?
It's absolutely necessary. First and foremost, because the economy for the past 8 years, I may say, has been run in a way that an economy of a country, of a nation, shouldn't be run. So there is a need for Ghanaians to come together to say, no, we had had enough. And then that has been done in the political arena, which is the 2024 elections. And then there's a resounding, decision that, no, the way the economy was being managed, we're not going to go that way anymore. So they handed over the economy to another person, which is Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Now, for everybody to rally around the economy and then propel it to where everybody or the entire country wanted to be, you needed to bring all Ghanaians together from all divides, the political divides, from academia, from industry, and everybody that, can contribute, from the market women, from the farmers, and then all the industry players to come together, brainstorm, and then come together and form a policy or come up with a policy that is acceptable to everybody, and then say that, look, this is how our resources are going to be managed, and then when it is managed this way, and then we toe this line or we follow this trajectory, we will end up having the sustainable development and then share growth and prosperity that everybody as a Ghanaian will want to participate in.
Okay, so we are getting ready to speak with the CEO of Dalex Finance, that is Dr. Joe Jackson. But before I leave you, what is your general expectation?
My expectation is that at the end of the day, we'll come out with a lot of policy or a number of policies that will rally around the core policies that already is espoused by, the president. So we're talking about, food sustainability in terms of, Feed Ghana projects, about the poultry industry revamp initiative that has come to be known as Nkoko Nkibenkesi. All those policies will now be, discussed in a way and manner which will ensure efficiency and then the prudent management of resources to propel it to the development that we all want.
Nice one. Thank you very much. And Senna, so you heard Albert Mutogbe, and now we have the privilege to also have a short interview with Mr. Joe Jackson, the CEO of Dalex Finance. Okay, so good morning. You are live on Radio Gold.
Good morning. Good to speak on your platform. Good morning to all my colleagues at Dalex Finance.
Thank you very much. And first and foremost, I just want to pick your opinion on this particular dialogue. What is your initial opinion on it, whether it should be organized or it shouldn't be organized?
Oh, definitely a good thing to be organized. Listen, you've come into an economy that's just been on the ropes, right? Coming out of one of the most severest crises we've had in our lifetime, and at the same time, so if you say I want to listen to people in this country, I want to listen to maybe not just the ordinary man, but those who have some influence, and saying, what is your opinion? What do you think of where we are as a country? How can we fix this? Or using the current language, how can we reset the economy? I think it's a good thing. And I think anybody who has an opportunity to contribute should regard it both as a privilege and as a responsibility, that you have a chance to bring our collective brain power to bear on this issue. What we pray is that we'll have a good outcome. We'll have outcomes that we can action, and outcomes that can help bring this country out of the horrible place that it's been since 2022.
Has the economy been in the horrible place, as you just said?
It has. Definitely has been in a really bad place. Listen, at the very least, just to give you one statistic, if 2 years ago, January 2022, I gave you 6,000 cedis, I was giving you $1,000, right? Today, if I give you 6,000 cedis, it's just over $300. Somebody has we've wiped out 65% of your purchasing power. Is that not a horrible thing to happen? Has your income gone up by that amount? So, listen, from 1,000 to 300, your income needs to have gone up 3 times for you to have kept up in the last 3 years. And this is 3 years, 1, 2, 3. It's not like it's 10 years. It's not like it's 15 years. It's not like it's even 5 years. So we have been in a bad place. We haven't paid our debts. The government didn't pay its commercial debts all of 2022. 2023, 2024. It's not starting to pay. If anybody else didn't pay its debt, it will be regarded as broke and horrible, isn't it? So why is it that we can't accept that this country has been in a really bad place?
Yes, let's look at the theme for this particular dialogue. Research in Ghana, building the economy we want together. Before you research, that means that you are moving on the negative trajectory. Is it the case?
Research just means that you've gone out of the place where you should be going, right? You've gone to a really bad place. So you want to, as I said, reset and start off all over again. That makes sense.
So, as a CEO of Jubilation Finance, what are your expectations?
Listen, I'm here not so much as the CEO of Jubilation Finance, but as one of the leaders in this economy, and here to say, how can we fix this? How can we make a better place, not just for Jubilation Finance or for the ordinary man, but for every Ghanaian? How can we make this better? How can we make the economy start to work for us? The economy start to deliver the prosperity that we've always expected it to deliver. That's it. How to reset, literally.
Just not long ago, the finance minister came out to say that they have actually paid the domestic bond holders, and also in June, July, or thereabout, we're going to do the next batch of it. What do you make of that? Government has started paying the local bond holders.
Listen, if you owe and you don't pay, even the Bible says you are cursed, right? For a government to be paying its debt is the lowest possible bar we could set it. That the government has started paying is a good thing, and we have to appreciate what they're doing for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Joe Jackson. Thank you very much. So we're still live on your power station, Radio Gold 90.5 Center, and we are also trying very hard to get Professor John Gaki also to speak with us briefly. And so when we get the go-ahead or the green light from him, we're going to talk to him. But then I think we should let our listeners also know some of the presenters or the moderators for this particular program. And so for the moderators that we're going to have today, we're going to have the former governor of Bank of Ghana, Dr. Paul Appa. He is going to be part of the program. And we're also going to have that is going to be for the restructuring microeconomic stability. Then also for a private sector-led growth, we're going to have Mr. Nanajo Mensah, the Senior Vice President and Country Manager for Cosmos Energy Ghana. And I think let's speak briefly with Professor John Gaki on Radio Gold. And so, yes, it's just your expectation briefly. Okay, so you're just telling me that it's okay with us already. But then we have these moderators who are going to be part of the program. How did you choose them?
Yeah, we choose them basically trying to blend ideologies, schools of thought that each of them belong to, so that we have some kind of cohesion of thought that will enrich the discussion. So that was what went into the choice of those people.
Okay, so what should Ghanaians be expecting from this particular two-day program?
They should expect that a recommendation will be given that will guide the 2025 budget, that will guide the medium to long-term agenda of the country. So that is what they should be expecting. And they should also know that anytime we engage in this broad-based discussion and come out with a solution to direct our path, we tend to have a good result for our economy. When we did it during Senchi, we started having good results in 2016, and then the result projected for 2017 was good, and we all saw it. So we are also expecting that after this program, the implementation process will begin to give us good results.
All right, so because you mentioned the Senchi program, I just want to find out from you what is the difference between the Senchi homegrown based program and this one?
Yes, the difference here is the timing. the timing, and then the problems are more enhanced this time. The debt level at that time was not as precarious as we have today. We don't have an energy sector crisis as we used to have before. Today we are talking about clearly an economy burdened with debt and an economy that is disrupted by fiscal inadequacies, an economy that has taken us out of the international market, an economy that has taken us for domestic long-term debt market. So these are the issues that we are dealing with. So the issues are somehow different, but the skill is more pronounced now, and we need to take immediate steps.
Okay. So I was telling our listeners about some of the key personnel who will be part of this particular program, who is going to be moderators and who will be sharing their ideas on this. Can you highlight on some of them?
Dr. PAA KWESI will chair the Restoring Macroeconomic Stability. Dr. KK Sapon will chair the structural reforms and policy reforms. Dr. Elik will be speaking there. Dr. Kwesi will be chairing the good governance and combating corruption. And then over there, Franklin Kujo will be speaking. So these are a crop of people that will be. Mr. Felizado will be chairing the infrastructure section, and Mr. Opusu Dote will be talking about infrastructure. And in each other groups, we have people from academia, industry, private sector, labor unions, and the rest, who will be helping them in the discussion process.
Thank you very much, Professor John Kachi. All right, so we're done with Professor John Kachi. I have also cited the former CEO of. So we have here Anyemi. I call him, but he's the executive chairman of Cleaver Tor. That is a finance and economic policy analyst, Senior Musi. So, Mr. Senior, good morning, and you are live on Radio Gold 90.5. I know the reason why you are here, but I just want to find out your expectation for coming here.
I'm looking forward to open discourse. I'm happy the government recognizes that there's a lot of resource within the state you can draw on ideas, concepts, and then mutually chart a path forward for us as a country. It's not the first time. It's been very, very productive before, and I think it will be productive again. So I look forward to a very engaging session. I hope people are going to be very dispassionate. No political speak here today. Let's look at what really works for Ghana, and then let's build it from there on.
Let me find out from you. So far, the finance minister and some of the economic management or managers of this particular economy currently, what can you say about it within the short space?
It's just 60 days here, so the real shape of things will pan out possibly maybe after 180 days, and it needs strong policy propositions and management to shape that right. But we've seen good indication, i.e., government push as far as fiscal expenditure is concerned. It would have been really terrible if government did not have much more discipline showing from that. Look at the number of ministers. You look at all that. That's exciting. That's exciting. You know, we've reduced the number of ministers. We hope we don't just keep small ministers and end up creating a very big middle government, but rather look at consolidating a number of things, showing a lot of fiscal restraint in what we do. And Mama has started well on that note, as well as the Honorable Ato Forson. So let's see. It's early days, but the abroad is doing pretty well. Yeah.
Okay. And I remember very well during the days where the bondholders were fighting for their monies and what have you. One Ghana was keenly part of it, and which we were also part of it. And now part of the money has been paid, and government is looking forward July, August, they're about to sort out the rest of the money. So what do you make of that particular move?
Well, let's get it straight. From my negotiations on behalf of bondholders with government in 2022, July, and then eventually July, there's been no default. And I'm very happy that Mama to honored the MOU that we negotiated. And that was when it was after that MOU and after government making its first payment that I actually resigned as head. And there's been no agreement that we signed. So I look forward to government honoring it. It was very reassuring to hear the president make an emphatic statement. So I think it puts a lot of the concerns people have to significant rest. So let's look, it's time for us to work together as a country. We are not in a great place. But for us to forge forward, we need unity, togetherness, fiscal space. We need political space. We need honest engagement and honest leadership.
Thank you very much, Mr. Senor. And okay, so we are quickly moving. We have Dr. Joseph Ope, President of GUTA. Openi Kesi of Viviaboko.
Yes, sir. All
right. Openi, I know very well that you and your group has been so keen about matters of the economy, national economic dialogue. First and foremost, let me pick your initial expectation. What are you expecting from this particular two-day dialogue?
Yeah, so we want to prefer solutions. As the economy is, there's nothing that is more important for us to build national consensus, and this is what it seeks to do. And so, at the end of the day, we have to get workable solutions so that it will help the country and help ourselves as stakeholders.
And so, if I don't know whether GUTA will have a platform also to prepare some of the challenges or some of the solutions for us to have a very sustainable economy. But let me find out from you, if you have the opportunity, what are some of the things that you will be telling the government, as it were, to roll out to help exactly your sector?
Yeah, so we are talking about rationalizing the tax system, restructuring the VAT, and then make taxes simplified and affordable so that compliance will go high. We are talking about rationalizing expenditure so that it does not bring unnecessary pressure on us. Because if you're able to prune down expenditure, then of course the tax burden also goes down. So these are some of the issues that we've been to talk about. Access to credit and all that, affordable, of course, access to affordable credit and many other factors. Yeah.
Well, GUTA most of the time speak about the CD stability of the CD, or how you can also merge or make the CD and the dollar stay stable, so that when you are doing your businesses, it will be very convenient for you. So in years past, you've been so hard on government concerning the CD, the strength of the CD. What are some of the key points would you like to advise going forward so that we will have a stable CD? Okay.
So we have to have a strict control of the trade of money in this country. So we have to have a regulatory framework around the forest regime. And then we have to also have a structural reforms of our economy itself, where we can enhance on productivity, enhance on export, and then do everything to contain excessive importation and all that. These are the areas that we are good. And then we also have to think about the local content, because we know the economy is in the hands of the foreigners, and that's how we're going to create retention policies, make retention policies that will make sure that most of these gains are not repatriated, but it stayed here, so that we will be able to strengthen the city. That's the only solution. If you're able to do some of these things, then we are on the threshold of stabilizing the economy.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joseph Obene, the President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association. We are grateful. You're still live on the Power Station, Radio Gold 90.5. And we also have, good morning, sir. My name is Patrick Alford Wedu, and this is Radio Gold. I want to speak with you briefly, especially the theme, resetting Ghana, building the economy we want to get at. Do you think it is a fine economic policy program that we are all witnessing today?
I think it's a significant milestone, bringing people across different industries, walks of life, with different expertise and perspectives to dialogue on where we are. It's important that we take stock of where we are in terms of the situational analysis, not only recounting our failures, but to also look at where we have done well, picking our strengths, looking at our weaknesses, our failings in the last couple of years or decades or so. And then based on that, also looking at the external environment, we are talking about the global geopolitics, geoeconomic fragmentation. In all of these things, what are the opportunities? What are the threats? How do we leverage our strengths, right, and to take advantage of those opportunities? How do we overcome our weaknesses? They may be structural, and of course they are structural, and all of that. But I think importantly, once we are able to build consensus on where we are and the Ghana that we want, then the next important thing would be what is the strategy in getting them, and what is it that is expected of taxpayers, what is that is expected of the public sector overall, what is that is expected of leadership. I take notice that the president will be outlining his vision for us today, and all of that will also guide our deliberations in the breakout sessions, and ultimately what we come out with must be people focused, must be something that Ghanaians will be excited to tag along and actively, not passively, so that perhaps we all can build the Ghana that we want.
Thank you very much, Professor Bokpin. But let me ask you, looking at the economy, the situation now, what do you think government, because John Dramani Mahama has only 4 years to reset Ghana, the economy, the way he wants to, what would be the key advice you would like to give to the president?
Yes, I think that the president has signaled the strongest leadership one would expect. He said, "I'll fix it." Of course, we know that he will work with various stakeholders, counting on Ghanaians. But I think that signal gives hope. But he said, "I'll fix it." He said, "I'm aware." Of course, he came to meet the situation slightly different than what he had anticipated, but he has embraced it. I think, and with that forthrightness, then he'll be able to rally private sector, public sector behind him, our development partners, and all of that. And I think leadership is important. Once you signal credible leadership on the table, you are likely to get followers.
Prof, if you look at Ghana and our economy, most of the time, or every now and then, our main issue has to do with the city stabilization, which we are finding very difficult. What are some of the prudent measures we can put in place so that in the interim we can hold on to the city and stabilize it so that we can actually fight against the rest of the foreign currency?
If you check since 2001, considerable percentage of the depreciation we have seen is also a reflection of lack of confidence in our economy. Okay. So I believe that the president was right in asking or calling for this dialogue so that we build consensus. That will help us to consolidate confidence. You will see that from the beginning of the year to now, after the change, things have relatively been stable. You could see the interest rate trending down. You could see oversubscription in government instruments. But check October ending last year, November last year, government was struggling to meet its auction target because the confidence wasn't there. The anxiety was very high. Okay, but right after the regime change, you can see what the market is, the direction of the market now. So part of what this forum dialogue should do is to consolidate that, build on that, so that we can have relative stability and all of that. There's a whole team on macroeconomic stability and all of that. I'm sure they'll be going into the details.
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor Eric Bokpin. God richly bless you. Professor of Economics, University of Ghana. That is the Professor Eric Bokpin that we just spoke with. So, Sena, I was going to tell you a bit about what actually this particular forum is going to be, but I don't know if you have a question or two you want to ask me, then we can move on from there.
When is the event supposed to start?
Okay, so according to the time that I have, it's supposed to start at 8 o'clock. But then, members of the general public are now trooping in, and any moment from now, the program can start, Sarah.